Having a full-on accident. Smells smoky. Hey everyone, it's Sepi, and today I've been challenged by a K-pop star to make their favourite dish. At the end of last year, I had the pleasure of interviewing the lovely BI, and he challenged me to make his favourite dish. So let's see what he said.
naengmyeon. I'm already addicted with that food. I almost had once in a week for 2 years.
It must be that good if you have it once a week.
It's that good for me, but I don't like to recommend to people that much. Some people might hate it and some people might love it. So if you're gonna try naengmyeon, you should try like more than 3 times. Then you can like exactly feel that taste.
I'm going to Korea in October.
You should go the 진미 평양냉면. It's in Nonhyun or Gangnam. That's my favorite 평양냉면 place.
If you had to teach me some Korean like words for when I taste the food, what can I say when I'm like experiencing it for the first time?
야 이거 좋다. But you have to say 야 이거 좋다. 야 is kind of expression, and 이거 is this. 좋다 means it's good, but 좋다 has a lot of like meaning in Korean. But you should follow the accent. 야 이거 좋다.
I'll make sure I say that, I promise. I have to practice that.
I hope that you can have a like good food.
I'll try it in Korea first, and I'm sure it'll be way better. Okay, so to Korea we go.
Hello, we're here at the restaurant that BI recommended. And I said I'd promised to try the naengmyeon, so let's go. This must be a legit restaurant. It's got all the Michelin logos, as you can see. I'm very much looking forward to it. One thing I love about this spot, it feels very local. It's kind of tucked away off a really central area in Seoul. I'm so excited! Oh, 감사합니다. Oh, it's here! It looks very simple. I feel like it's gonna pack a lot of flavour. It's a massive bowl, so let's get into it. 잘 먹겠습니다. Very tender. I hope I can at least achieve 50% of the flavour that I've tried here because it's so good. I need to focus on finishing this dish, so see you in London.
When I came back from Korea, I did a bit of research into this dish to see if it was easy enough to make in the UK. However, I couldn't find many recipes for Pyongyang naengmyeon. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that badly. However, I spoke to my friend in Korea and he said that this dish isn't a common dish that people make themselves at home. So I looked up the trusty Mangchi online and she suggested to make naengmyeon. I trust Mangchi. So we're gonna go with that. And I'm really sorry, BI. I hope this is close enough and I'm gonna really try my best. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm following Mangchi's simpler recipe for this. She mentioned that the preparation could take days to make this, so I'm following the simpler recipe as it's my first time. The first thing I need to do is sort out the broth. First step is to open the packets of concentrated broth and put them in a bowl. After I did this, I realized I did something wrong. I had to dissolve my one as it was powdered, so I did that first. Mangchi said it was a good idea to add pear juice, so I grated and squeezed the juice from half a Korean pear and added that to the broth as well. Then mix with 4 cups of cold water and pop in the freezer to 4 to 5 hours so it gets slushy. Now it's time to prepare the cucumber and pear garnishes. I'm going to make quick pickled cucumbers. It's cucumber time by combining cucumber, kosher salt, half a teaspoon of sugar and vinegar. Mix it well and set aside. I'm not gonna make some cucumber. I love cucumber too much to do so. Now it's time to make sugar water. Time to mix 1 cup of water and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Peel the pear, slice into halves, and slice into thin strips and soak them in sugar water to keep them from going brown. Now it's time to cook the beef brisket. With the Pyongyang naengmyeon, there was meat as a garnish. I'll cook a small amount of meat and slice this up to add on top to garnish the dish. Last step is to prepare the noodles, as this is the quickest step. They need to be brought to a boil and only cooked for 3 to 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, it's boiling. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Make sure to give it a quick taste test just so you know it's not overcooked or undercooked. Strain and rinse the noodles in cold running water until they aren't slippery anymore and make sure they are well cooled. Now all the elements are done, which means one thing: time to piece it together. Pop the noodles in a bowl, take the broth from out of the freezer and add some of the cucumber brine into the broth to add some extra flavour. Add the icy broth topped with your pickled cucumbers, pears, mustard oil and hard-boiled eggs. And feel free to drizzle some sesame seeds if you'd like. I think the presentation pulled through, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think mine's gonna taste nearly anywhere as good, but let's go into the taste test. I hope I've done okay, BI. Fingers crossed. Right now it's winter and I know it's not the perfect month to be eating this dish because I know it's more of a summer dish if I'm not mistaken. Let's chop up the noodles, and I have my scissors here. Let's just chop. That should be okay. I apologize if I say this incorrectly, but 잘 먹겠습니다. It's actually not bad. I know I didn't make the broth from scratch, so I feel like I did skip out on one of the more difficult parts. I feel like I'm getting this kind of sense of nostalgia back to October compared to the one I had in Seoul, which was obviously made by professionals. Me, not a professional at all. That flavor was way more like very punchy flavor. This is a bit more subtle. Feel like my meat is not brilliant, if I'm honest. Probably on a lower heat and slow. Lower and slower. But for a first attempt, I have to admit, it's not too bad. There's one more thing that I feel like I need to do for BI before I wrap up this video and I go and enjoy this off the screen. 이거 좋다. I feel like I didn't say that very well. That was for you, BI, if you are watching. And lastly, of course, thank you so much for recommending me to try this dish, introducing it to me. I know there's probably a lot of improvements with this dish to make. However, if you have any recommendations of where I could find a recipe to try and make it from scratch, how to obviously make this better, let me know in the comments below. And if there's any other K-pop idols, dishes I should be making, who should I ring up and say, hey, recommend me some cuisine to make? I want to try your favorite food. Tell me in the comments. I think it's time for me to go and enjoy this off camera because I've got a lot to get to and my stomach is grumbling. See you in the next one. Still hits in the winter, you know, I'm quite surprised. 이거 좋다. You know what, gotta ask BI again. I need to practice that.